I've been playing Mizuki for the last week now, racking up about 10 hours in competitive and many hours of theory crafting, analysis, VOD reviewing, making these Mizuki talks, which has given me a pretty strong opinion on the character over the last week. I want to share those thoughts, those finalized, condensed thoughts. I was really excited for this hero, and today I'm going to answer if he was worth the wait. I'll try and make this as quick as possible. Firstly, let's talk about his playstyle. I do find it fun, regardless of strength or whatever, right? I think the core identity of Mizuki is fun, and that's great. That's already just going to put him really high up in my books. If the core identity is just always going to be fun, that's great. He kind of feels like Sombra Light, like kind of Sombra and Wheels. Like the Translocator isn't quite the same. It isn't quite as fun, but it's close enough that if you enjoy Sombra Translocator or Old Translocator, you will get a lot of fun out of his return. Realistically though, the most optimal way of playing Mizuki is fairly boring at times. He's kind of like a pokier Brig. Like Brig doesn't really do much in that pre-fight because obviously she's melee. Whereas Mizuki has a lot more pre-fight presence and is able to play at a little bit of a greater range. But he doesn't really anchor or hold space nearly as well as Brig or Lucio does, which those seem like the two characters that are best to compare him to. His main strength, I mentioned this on the first day, is that he's good at duels. He's good at fighting people. But the thing that I've realized is that he's not very good at actively seeking out duels. So what I mean by that is the best scenario is that if you were sat on an angle, just, poking, doing your thing, then Tracer comes to fight you, and you obviously have to mark the Tracer, and I'll fight the Tracer. That is kind of where all your cooldowns and all your stuff comes into hand. Having your shift as an escape tool, having your chain ready to hit this Tracer and kill her. That is where Mizuki excels. Where that might not have worked as well is if you were sitting on that angle and then you decided to go find a duel, to go take a fight by using your shift to engage and looking for that engage. This is the more fun way to play the character, but is so high risk with sometimes only like a moderate reward. You might end up doing that exact thing, taking that fight, and then you die or lose all your cooldowns and you get nothing for it. And then when you do get pushed, you don't have your shift ready. So yeah, on paper the playstyle's pretty fun, but practically it can be a bit of a roller coaster whether it's enjoyable. Some games are fine, some games are really, really fun, some games are really boring, some games are disastrous. It really is a bit of a mix. Okay, Mizuki's strength. I actually think he's fine. A lot of people seem to think he's weak. I don't think he's strong, but I don't think I think he's like perfectly in the middle, that perfect like 50% sort of area. Probably won't have much presence in pro play just because he doesn't really do anything that a pro team would need. You just play Brig or Lucio or Kiri, like it doesn't matter. But in a ranked environment, he is able to provide a lot of value. Having the poke value makes him sometimes more wanted in ranked than Brig, just because he's able to do damage throughout an entire fight. And he's much more appealing to play than Brigitte. I always compare to Brig because Brig's the character I like to play a lot, and I think these two are the most similar in the support category. They kind of do the same thing, just slightly differently, and I think Mizuki is much easier to pick up and do the thing, and can be far more fun for most players. So I think he does really appeal to that ranked player who wants to play this sort of, side angle, flankery, skirmishing support, which again, like I said earlier, sounds really fun, but sometimes it just feels like that's not what you need to do. You're supposed to just sort of respond to pressure instead of taking those matters into your own hand quite a lot of the time. I personally do think that it's hard to think of a world where Mizuki is going to be meta defining without them overblowing his numbers to stupid amounts. He just doesn't have anything like specifically unique in his kit that is going to form a meta. So sort of thing with like Jetpack Cat having Tether that will form a meta, or Lucio Speed, Kiri Suzu, Kitsune, like these stuff create metas even if they aren't like technically the strongest character in the game. Do I want to keep playing Mizuki? Yeah, and kinda no. Like it's a bit of a mix, right? He is a hero that I really like, but there isn't personally that click moment that a lot of characters sometimes have where you want to then one trick them, right? I couldn't imagine one trick in him. He's fun, but not fun enough, if you know what I mean. I'd put him on my personal tier list of my favorite heroes in about A tier, right? Moving forward, they don't have to change him. They don't have to do anything drastic to him. I think he's fine as he is, and he serves a purpose as being like a fun ranked character. Some heroes just do hit that A tier spot. I will occasionally lock Mizuki and have fun with it, right? And the content around Mizuki may continue as I see fit. I'm ultimately still probably going to play Brig more than Mizuki, I imagine. But still a fun character, I have to admit. This sounds slightly negative, but I think he's still a fun character. But it's sort of, the finalized thought is just like, fun, but not perfect. I'm also even loving playing Winston a lot recently, so who knows where I stand.